Ladies and gents, welcome back. A little late night project. Actually, it's not late, it's just dark, but it's been a long day, and I just don't want to stop. The 250SX, we need to do swing arm bearings on this. I don't know if it's on the lift, so you can't really tell, but they go down in there, and on this side it's a little easier to see. You can see the cap. So we're going to pop that thing off. They're back in there. I already ordered them. I have them. They were only like $24 from All Balls, which is awesome. All right, so I want to show you guys what I mean. So I put it back on the ground, and you can see look how much plays in there. That is not good. So to start, we're going to pop this cap off and see what's underneath. I haven't done one of these before. And I don't have a manual, but there is one online, and it's free. And if I remember, I'll put the link in the old description there. All right, guys. So when you get into the swing arm here, that requires a specialty tool. I do not have that specialty tool, so we're going to make one out of a socket. This socket I think is going to work out, and what I'm going to do is take my grinder and just cut notches in it. I'm going to mark everything out, cut notches in it, and yeah, that should be pretty awesome. I just thought of something that would be probably easier if I just put paint on there and just went boop. It'd probably just, you know, make awesome little paint marks right there, and I just cut the knot paint marks. All right, so I got a little black paint, and I figure we'll just try this theory and see if it works. All right.
I went to the ice house back in the day in the 70s.
Just hold it on here for a second, let the paint transfer. All right, so we are going to go ahead and try to make our own tool here. I did the little paint trick, kind of worked. So let's see if this works. There we go. Now we just have to do that a couple more times. All right, let's see if this even comes close. Oh my goodness, it is close. Well, guys, it might not necessarily be the prettiest thing in the world, but if it works, that's all that really matters, right? If it works, and I had two of these sockets, so if it doesn't work, I suppose it's not the end of the world. Oh man, this is going to be tough though. Ugh. Idea number one, let's give it some heat. Oh yeah, who would have thought with a little bit of heat she'd come right out. Heat is your best friend a lot of times. Sometimes things just suck, but normally, boom, check that out. All right, we have our H17 trusty big fat Duralast Sons of Turkey there, and this is just coming right out, no problem, which is always awesome. We got really lucky on this one. The old H17 just pulled her right out. Oh. And now you can see right there, that's the old bearing. All right, so I got her out. That's what she looks like. And that is the bearing. And the way that I got that out, because it was stuck, was this nice thin pry bar I was able to get in there and pop it out. So now we should be able to slide the axle over. Oh, I took out the rear shock. Got to do that. But we need to slide the rear axle over, get that out, And then I think that this should just separate, you know, the little teeth on the spline. So yeah, we're getting into her. But what I'm about to get into is that fat steak right there. Alright, before you get this bad boy out, you're going to need to get in there with a crowbar from this side of the boot so you don't damage it, and pull the shaft off the splines. And just like that, the swing arm pops off. You can see the old rusty crusty bearing in there. I think the TRX 300 uses the same or almost the same swing arm, and also the big reds. But here's the new bearings. All balls, I've used their stuff before. They're really affordable and they make a pretty good product. I haven't had any issues, at least. If you have, you know, share with me. Actually, don't. It'll probably give me bad luck. All right, we are making all kinds of progress. I got the race cut out, and if the camera will focus, you can see not too good on the surface. The other side's really nice, but yeah, to cut it out, just use the old handy dandy Dremel here and just made a couple slots in it. Little hammer and wedge action. You got to pull this out, replace that, pack the bearing full of grease, put her in there. But first, I nicked it up just a little bit. So we're going to go in here with a little sandpaper and clean that all up nice. All right, so in the kit, it comes with 2 new plates here and your seal. So the plate goes in, then you put your bearing, your race and your bearing in, then the seal, and then on this side, that slides into the chingaderas, but on the other side, we have our bolt and cap. Pretty straightforward. Alright guys, I just wanted to kind of show you before I actually do it. So the race is like a press fit. And the best way to get these things in is we're going to throw this in the freezer, but this is going to get some heat. And with a little shrinkage and a little swellage, it should just go right in there. Hopefully. Okay, our new race is in, and I used my handy dandy 30mm socket to just drive it home the rest of the way. The heating and the cooling, it helped, but still needed a little tap tap taparoo. No big deal. I'll let this cool down before I put the bearing and then the rubber in there. Got to pack that full of grease. Oh, the freshie. Nice and greasy. All right, so got the axle bolted back up. It wasn't too hard. I sat on the stool and kind of balanced it, and yeah, it wasn't. It actually went together easier than it came apart. Check her out, guys. All back together. All back together. And nice and tight. Nice and tight. Feels great. Looks great. That wasn't too insane of a job, really. Definitely having the torch helped hugely as far as getting it apart. Getting everything apart is normally harder than putting it back together. So yeah, guys, not too bad. If you got any questions, let me know. But pretty easy peasy project, just takes a few hours. And making a specialty tool if you don't have one, they actually do sell them online for, I can't remember, but they're on eBay. Not too expensive, maybe 20 bucks, something like that. But if you have a duplicate socket, just make your own. No problem. So yeah, as always, thanks for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe while you're here, and we'll see you tomorrow on the next one.